So let's talk, shall we? All right. So the president, what's going on with Trump? What's up? What's up with Trump? What's this whole what's going on? Well, put it plainly, America was poised for a fall. Economic utter collapse. There's no fixing it. The best thing to do would be to run up the debt as much as possible so that it just completely collapses and implodes, especially if you have a new way coming. You had to blow up the old one to get rid of the new one. And so you find whoever you're going to blame it on. You blame it on them. Now the stories are out there because once that money goes out, then so does like the power, so does the information, so does whatever, and then the tribalism that we have is going to start. You're going to trade in conspiracies and whatever is go because you're not going to have any real news. How is your news brought to you? Money. No, but sure. If you think money's collapsed, then what? How are these people going to get paid? Blah 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 blah. So you collapse the financial institution without collapsing the governmental institution, knowing that you guys don't know the difference. If the government's broke but they're still working, yes, these people are willing to work. They're really willing to senator and congressman and president and Supreme Court justice. Still. They've gotten paid for the year. And or they know when they get fixed, they'll be getting it back. Letting you twist for a while they decide what's going on, what they're going to do. It's not really their problem. If you had planned properly according to the American way, you should have plenty of leftovers so you'll be able to weather this winter. If not, I guess God just chose you not to prosper. And then, when we institute the new system, oh look, there's a surplus. We got tons now. We got tons and tons. And then there's all those extra. We'll never forget those fallen people. They're all mostly poor, so we'll make a park or something like that, like a free park for them. Right? Let's talk about the Bezos launching rocket that doesn't go all the way to space, but goes just to the edge so you can see everything and you get to feel like an astronaut, even though you're not. It's good enough for Katy Perry. You win? Only $40,000 a ticket. We can virtually experience it from your house via Meta. You just go on a launch with the people, and one lucky person gets to ride. Usually, if you make a wish kid. Hey, I feel better. I had to sit with the gear in the bed. Yeah, I feel better. See how happy? No, Bezos, no. Trump ran for president and everything like that just to get his hands on the Epstein file. Well, Epstein was caught in 2007, so he knew. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. He doesn't have friends. It's a matter of time before Jeff returns on him, just like everybody else. Jeffrey actually was a friend. Didn't turn on him. He just needed some evidence and proof. So that in case Donald turned on him, because he's a fucking snake, they can go, yeah. Yeah, I did those things, and I wasn't alone. One of my biggest financiers in the beginning. Well, you know what? I'm going to plead the fifth right now. I'd like to talk more about that. I'd really like to talk more about that. Right now, I'm going to plead my fifth. And he won't release it. His thing was originally Barack Hussein Obama and the Obama nation that he's brought to this country, and the ruin and deceit and treachery that his hands have wrought upon the hope and change of this country. We bring the hope and change. If anyone brings the hope and change, it's definitely not you. And we definitely don't want any hope and change for the people you're trying to empower. Well, he also knows that he's got his time short before they fucking release that information, because he knows who he's dealing with, and he knows that there's senators and politicians and shit. And so he knows who's been to his spa. He knows who Jeffrey knows. So Mike Johnson, who keeps a jerk-off journal with his son, it's just to show how pious he and his son are. We have a jerk-off journal, and we watch each other and make sure, with prayer, each other are not... And I don't have any other phone besides my jerk-off journal phone, because I'm just a really nice Keebler elf. And I tell you, I mean, we just got to back Donald Trump for the American way. It's just that the American people voted for it. And as you always know, when the American people vote for a president, this overwhelmingly, averagely, barely passing, that it equals, they can do anything they want. I mean, it's in the Constitution. You can look at it yourself, but it's just not there. I mean, but you can look if you want, and it's there. We're working on putting it in. So just give us some time and we'll have all the evidence. AI is helping us like motherfucker, creating all kinds of evidence that we need to show exactly what we've been saying. It ties everything together. These documents don't go any further back than probably like 2016. Don't pay attention to the dates. Don't pay attention to the zipper. That's nothing either. I wasn't. I have a jerk-off journal in case you want to make sure. And my son has access to this jerk-off journal, so he knows if I've been ever touching my penis. And I know when he touches his penis. I know he does not have, because he's a Senators, and he's a good kid, so he only has the one phone. His friends would never tell him about a burner phone, nor would he do that to keep a secret from me. I don't care how bad his hormones are bursting, or what I did when I was his age. I taught him better than that. So we keep a jerk-off journal, like my dad with me. Well, my dad didn't keep a journal so much, but I always wished he did. Then maybe I wouldn't have jerked off so much all through high school. If I knew my dad was like jerking off too, that would have really fucked up my jerking habits. Dude, does your dad have a jerk-off journal with you? It's not a jerk-off journal. I don't use it. You really don't know what a burner phone is? I know I got a second phone, but you gotta show me the jerk-off journal. It's not... How many times does your dad jerk off? He doesn't... I don't check it. But you have a journal and you log in. Do you have like a password? No. He doesn't use it. What's the password? Never mind. I'm sure that helps his son so much, you know? Especially that kind of private school, where they're looking for any reason to, like, you know, you may be richer, your dad's a senator, but my dad doesn't have a jerk-off journal with me. At least my dad runs his own business and minds his own business. So I might be a grass cutter's kid, but you've got a jerk-off journal. Look, Dad, where is it? I don't keep it on me. You know he makes you. Yeah, I do. I keep it in my backpack and thing. I just don't keep it on me. So you do jerk off. I didn't know. Me neither. No, nobody does. Porn what degree? I don't know what you're talking about. Photography? There's some other word in the beginning of that I don't understand. What does that mean? Enography. Prunes? Prawn. Have you ever heard of the band Prague? Yeah, they're good. No, okay. Another one, Prawn. Is there anything like it? No? I'm naive. I don't know about that. Just festering up fucking ideas back in his head of just like, oh, if I can get you my spider web. No, I promise. I just use my imagination. I don't see why guys do that. Okay, so, yeah, Trump's running from his reality that he's been trying to avoid being recognized for. He's far from the first, but he might be one of the worst. Um, if he turns out to be the Antichrist, for real, do you think the universe gives one solid fuck? Do you think God gives a fuck if you believe it? No, I just don't think this. Did I ask you? Does the house fire ask you if it's okay if it burns your house down? Does the earthquake check with you before it destroys your life and then sends a tsunami fucking someone else's life? Like a lot of lives across the ocean. Didn't even know your fucking town was destroyed. All they know is they're sitting there and all of a sudden the beach goes away and they're like, oh fuck, run. We know what that means. And then all of a sudden it comes like fucking way too tall to outrun. The biggest earthquake we've ever seen. Imagine the Cascadian fucking thing, the subduction zone slips. Up or down. But if it goes down underneath, that's gonna it's gonna cause a wedge of water to just push. However big the fucking thing that slips. Just straight in the way of whatever. When it gets to the deep water, it's just gonna fucking get huge. And then it's gonna need to pull some energy. Pull the fucking beach way the fuck back. And people that don't know go like, wow, that's fucking crazy. Look at this. Look how far the water's out there. It does look small at first. And you're like, yeah, it's just... The water's just like... Well, that's what happened with the fucking Moses and then... But think about that. Basically the same thing. There's just so much pushing that way. They just did, and then like they crossed through. It's just such a huge scale that it starts to collapse behind it. Oh fuck! Come on, man. I need to pop this shit. So, if the end is coming, why would they let Trump do what he's doing? They think they can do. They think the end is. They don't believe actually in God at all. The powers that be, they don't. They believe in that they can create whatever they want to. That there is no force. That's why you can believe in any religion. They needed to practice the ability to not have to practice. They weren't Christians at all. They were agnostic, if not the very first atheists, and they wanted to be not persecuted for not believing in a God. There's no one to answer to but us. Well, if I can get out from underneath this fucking king, there's no one to answer to, is there? No, because then we'll be the kings. Right. We just subjugate wherever we go, especially the weaker people. Right? Look at Australia. Only we'll do something good, do something like worth it, something, you know? Right. So we'll be actually bringing good to the world. Yeah. The first thing we're going to need to do, we're going to need to make sure that we can do whatever the fuck we want to do and we think what we want to think and we can say what we want to fucking say. Second, we need to keep this from ever stopping us from doing what we want to do. You can't own one that's going to stop me, and I can't own one that's going to stop you, and I won't make a rule about it because that's like how we took this whole country, basically. If they come back, they still don't know how to do this. So we got to keep these in case they come back. And if the slaves start getting a little bit out of hand, and then one drops with that shot, and then the other guys cock their guns, and everybody goes, okay, fuck, we're going back to work, you fucking assholes. So they still don't really understand how it works, that it doesn't, I can't just cock this and just keep going, pow, 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 pow. Eventually I will. And I don't want anybody to stop me, because then there's a lot of them, and also we are kind of the minority, especially when we consider the fact that some of us hate us for what we're doing to these guys. I don't get it. They're white too, but some reason they think that they just, don't need slavery. They don't understand capitalism at all. How capitalism is gonna beat communism? They don't even want capitalism to beat communism. How the fuck else am I gonna get rich? Isn't that the American dream? Get rich? So right, how am I going to do that when you won't let me do any and everything I want to do? Oh, attempted murder is not a crime. I can't get punished for something I didn't actually commit and do. Right, if you hadn't shown up, I would have, but this is an attempt to take over the entire government. You let me do that, though. Why'd you let me do that? You could have rolled the military. Why'd you let me do that? I can't be stopped. Okay, so I'm going to fire that guy. They say you can't stop that. You can't fire that guy. I want him fired. Or her fired. Just whoever. Fired. I want her fired. You're going to let me do that? Can't be stopped, guys. Cannot be stopped. And or, like, this is... I'd rather be dead than fucking... Oh, JFK fucked with the banks. And they fucking took him the fuck out. Okay, if I die before they find out, that'd be like heroic and shit like that, because they all like JFK. So I'll just talk shit about the fucking Federal Reserve. And then they'll JFK me, and then I don't have to admit to the fact that I want to fuck my own daughter and underage girls that kind of look like her too. That's why I started that whole modeling agency and got the Trump Airlines. I really just wanted one plane. I like playing with that because, I mean, if it looks like I'm trying to launch a plane, everybody goes, "Ah, you failure." But I end up with a jet for virtually nothing. And then I just had a place to store it, and then I just stored the jet. It's a brilliant move if you think about it. No, it's a shitty kind of fucking fuck-ass move when you could have just ran the company and then actually had some, I mean, you would have got lots of planes for free, including the newest ones, instead of that old shitty one from back in 1970, whenever you got that fucker. And that's why you want the new Qatar, Qatar, Airbus. Oh, probably also because, they're on the list because you and Epstein were best friends. So everybody that's kind of giving you stuff like that, like Tim Apple. And here you go. Just don't, I didn't know you had the list now. I thought that was taken care of. Harvard Law and Yale and other people, you need to pay me, college, I'll just cut off your tuition. Man, I'll fucking see you in hell. Fuck off, bitch. I don't know, I think we should pay him. What? I have a feeling we should pay him, the $60 million. It's just, because $60 million versus like a couple, $1 billion. And so I'm just going to go ahead and pay it because, he is kind of the president and he can make things very difficult for us to pay. No, he's in the wrong. But by the time we finish suing, we'll end up paying like way more. So I'm just going to go ahead and pay it so that way the school stuff. I don't want the children to suffer in the school semester and shit. What is wrong with you? Huh? What is wrong with you? I just don't want anything to happen to the kids. Jim Jordan used to teach here. And so I don't want anything to happen to the kids. Or adults who might be innocent victims in that list of people that they didn't do anything wrong. They just know the guy. And sure, they didn't tell on him, but that doesn't mean they did anything like. Nothing like really terrible. I mean, giving money, that's just kind of like to keep my name out of the fucking newspapers, because then it would look really bad, and then my wife would want to divorce me. And then when it became fucking not Orgy Island, but Pedo Island, that's when he's like, hey, I've been arrested, you're going to hear some things, and my lawyer will talk to you. And then he goes away, and then the lawyer calls a couple days later, and you're like, yeah, the price is now like, you see what happened? Yeah, I saw. Okay, so it's going to be dull. He's going to need a lot more money per month. Per month? It was per year? Yeah. I mean, he's in jail right now. All I had to do is just talk. Or, give over that book. But I've got the book right now, and that's client. That's how I got your number. I'm calling everybody. Just so you know. Oh, I'm just a lawyer. I don't give a shit. I get paid. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Billionaires pay very well. It's kind of hard to sleep at night sometimes, but then, you take a couple of Ambien or something like that, and the Valium and shit, and then you cash that big-ass fucking check, and you just kind of say, is there really an afterlife? I don't know. I guess I'll find out, and I was probably going to go anyways, because, I was already defenseless. Yeah, it wasn't going to work out for me anyways, if that's true, so I might as well just, go big, Sorry, just telling you how he and I got interacted. Yeah, similar situation with you. Yeah. Yeah. Except mine was a little bit worse. We want to go ahead and get that payment check coming in? Yeah? I work pro bono, and so as long as I make the check, as long as the check comes in, I stay out. You understand? And so therefore, cool. All right, so I'll stop by and pick up that check. Okay, yeah, that's fine, but as long as it's there on time. Again, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm just a lawyer. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. No, dude, I don't care. I have your number. I don't have your wife's number. Why would I call her? So I'm calling you to let you know that if you don't want to check, I just call you. Why? Because you get it. I'm done. We're done here. Remember when he got first elected and he stepped out from behind the bulletproof glass and just stood there? He was hoping somebody would drop him. I knew. I was like, this motherfucker wants to be my. He doesn't want to be president. He's hoping somebody would drop him. Because he knows exactly what's going to happen. At that point, I was like, he's still prepared for this. He just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He was just talking shit, and he doesn't know what's going on. And as this thing started breaking out and stuff, I don't keep up with Epstein file. The only reason I know Epstein is because he's been talking about it. Which means what? Our government already knew and has been covering it up. So if they have a copy of the fucking file already, like when they were doing the investigation in 2007, by the time Trump got it, they expunged everybody that needed to be out there, and it made a duplicate that goes in there. And then he's looking for who he can fucking I didn't see Bill Clinton. Oh, Bill Clinton's not in here. That Democrat is in here, but oh my God, none of the Democrats and some of the Republicans are gone. How would we know? Release the files. What's in the files? What are you hiding? Trump. MAGA, Trump, MAGA. Democrat, MAGA, Trump. Former Republican, former Democrat, no longer living. You know what I mean? How far it goes back. Well, I thought Clinton did, but he wasn't one of these kind of clients. You didn't hear Ghislaine Maxwell? When they're doing the testimony, and you start talking about Bill Clinton. You start referring to him as the president. And he brings up Trump. It's just right. And so he goes to and starts talking about and did you ever see the president? Then, no. I never saw the president. He was very gentlemanly and never acted out of order at all. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, he never did. I never did. No, I never set him up with anything like that at all. No, he just flew on the plane several times, and that's it. Okay, and so Trump did yes, and then Trump, you see what I'm saying? Then you specify which, and you let the audience presume. Because you're talking about Bill Clinton setting him up for what's going to happen, yeah, to be president in the next paragraph. And let's talk about Trump. I referred to him as the president. And did you ever see the president? No, I never saw the president. Did you ever see President Trump? Yes, I did. No, I never saw the president. He was always a gentleman. He just rode the plane. And I know I never got him girls, and definitely no underage girls. And as far as Trump goes, so yeah, and Trump is, yes, President Trump is, we need the qualifier for who we're talking about. You have to pay attention to the whole fucking thing. If nothing else, it might have been set up for them to go back and tell and show Trump, see? She ain't gonna say anything. Oh, they've already told everything. That was the original deal they made. Maybe she couldn't get moved to that. If she behaves herself this whole time and does what she's supposed to do, makes Trump believe that he's getting away with it, we'll move you to it. And Trump didn't order that. If Trump didn't order that, it looks horrible as shit, doesn't it? As soon as that guy leaves, she gets moved over. It's horrible. Doesn't it? He didn't think of who did it. It's obvious who did it, right? The same thing he does. He lets you assume. Well, I'm sorry. The beast lets you assume. They learn from Trump how to manipulate you. Nothing more powerful than your own imagination, because you'll convince yourself to believe any fucking thing. Just to avoid accountability, especially. You'll weave all kinds of fantastic tales of JFK Jr. being the letter Q, and he's going to come back and the fucking thing, and he's going to, and he's not dead at all. He's been faking. Him and Jim Morrison have been hanging out with goddamn Janis Joplin, and they've been fucking hanging out with QAnon people and letting them know the secret to get to earthly heaven. And then they don't want you to know that, but Trump does. And if you buy these golden shoes, it's like a fucking, each one is like a raffle ticket, and you could possibly get the golden watch. If you get the watch, then you gotta get the collectible NFT. And I've already lost fucking track of where you go, but I know you'll win. You win if you just keep playing. It's like the lottery. You keep playing, and eventually, like, Elon Musk will pick you or something, and it pays. It made sense. He's gonna make it great again. Why would he lie about that? He's got enough money. He doesn't need more money. Well, he's got another fundraiser. Well, we don't want to get a fucking, here's some more money. We can't let him, shirt, t-shirt, hat. We can't let him get fucking elected. These fucking billionaires are trying to put him out of business. And so, like, Trump that bitch. You know what I mean? So we gotta fucking, respect women more, We gotta fucking, go back to the Christian values. This is my mistress, my first 3 wives. I couldn't make it. Trump all the way, man. He had it right. If you don't get it right the first try, keep trying until you get a good Christian family value going. Which just shuts the fuck up and listens to what the fuck you say, unless you lead. A woman who knows her place with God. Me being the direct representative in this position of God as head of the household. They don't blame me, it's the book. The book said so. Well, some things were changed, and some things have been moved, and certain things have not. Like Leviticus is still valid, but Leviticus 22:4 is not. But Leviticus, like the one about being gay, is still valid. What's a eunuch? I love God. I love Jesus. I know. And then the Sermon on the Mount, and I know his birthday. I know his favorite color. Wine red. Huh? And I know he always he was white, and he had like long hair. He had the beard. He always was very somber with, yea, though I walk through the valley of Hebrews, with an English accent. Be not frightened or dismayed, for thy heart shall not be long suffering in the shadow of that which yonder layeth in the valley. For I have a shepherd, And it keeps going like that. And the main point is, I'm okay. I can do what I want to as long as I go down and talk to the dude and say, hey, man, I'm sorry. And he's like, yeah, cool, man. That's why I sent Jesus down. Just be like, no problem, bro. Go out and you're killing it. You know what? Hit 6 more this time, man. No, I'm not Satan. Why would I? No, dude. I just want to see you happy. You know? That's all I do is I bring happiness and joy. I learned my lessons of how badly I treated you in Sodom and Gomorrah. And now that I know I'm accountable to you, and you guys alone, I have learned to submit my will to thy wills. Thy wills be done, for we are all one. You're me, and I am you. So rob from me as much as you wish. Steal plenty. Don't worry about a tab. It's on me. You have no idea what it takes to do that. Neither do I. So just run up the bill as much as you can. Let's find out when the wheels fall off this motherfucker. Go. Out of money. More. No, I don't use money. I gave you all my money. I don't need it. Something from something means nothing. Gotta have something if you want to go to one. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. That's what it is. Gotta have something if you want a soda pop. Right? So again, reality doesn't really care what the fuck you guys have. Like, hey, I don't give a fuck. The Bible says he will serve a God whom his fathers have not known. Sounds like a lot of people get it fucking wrong, and then at least somebody got it right. Imagine like the Jewish have it wrong because they're not acknowledging that Jesus was Yeshua was Jehovah's son. Yahweh, their God, the Tetragrammaton. And then Christians got it wrong because they wouldn't recognize that Jesus was the son of the guy in the front. Yeah? They're 2 different stories. It's like, here's my story about my dad. This last little bit of the backstory is about me. He put me in charge, and this is why shit's going fucking crazy. Now, he's coming back to take the shit back from me, and when he does that, all this is going to change. It's going to be fucked up. But he needed to sleep for a little bit, so he gave it to me, knowing it's going to go off the rails. And he said, it's okay. You know, I freaked out for a long time. He said, oh, that's cool, man. I knew you would, and I've already got it planned out. I just needed to get some nap. And I'm like, okay. Because he said, it doesn't cost anything. I'm like, really? No. I just need to see what happens with it when I leave it alone. Oh, yeah. So you want me to don't fuck it up, but let it. Right. So I'm not fucking up. No, it's fucking up on its own. Gotta know the problem before you can fucking exterminate it, right? Before you can get rid of the pest problem, you gotta know what the actual pest is. See, I'm gonna wake up. Give me like another 45 minutes. Here, the picture came out. The picture out there. The Epstein picture. That Trump sent the birthday card. At this point, if you are still fishing for reasons to spare Donald Trump, you're actively fighting truth and resisting truth. Because if nothing else, it is the truth that America wants you to believe, while it transfers to what it's going to become, and you're so busy focused on it that you're not looking at what it's going to be, what's already happening. Elon Musk has already got in his hands because Maxine Waters didn't fucking get the police and go in there and yank him out. There's a guy at the front door with a gun, and she just sat there and she called the police. They didn't show up. Elon Musk does not have authority to be in here. Why is there not a police officer here now? I do have authority to enter the lobby, and this guy is blocking the door, and he has no authority, but he has a gun, and I don't want to be shot. I'm about to go through the fucking door, and you're going to have a big problem on your hands if you don't get down here soon. The crowd's getting bigger, and I don't think he has enough bullets. Did that happen? No. I don't know who you are or what you think you're doing. This is illegal. This is not right. We're not leaving. We'll be back tomorrow during regular business hours. I don't want any convenience. Well, you guys are downloading all the fucking social security numbers and all the fucking addresses of everybody in America and shit like that, and you're working on your brain chips and shit like that. I mean, we wouldn't want to interfere with that, would we? And then, so all those are tainted, so what are they going to have to do? Issue new social security numbers. So your old number won't be shit, but it's going to do the same pattern of 3. It's going to do number, space, number, space, number. And then if you add the numbers up together, it's going to be like whatever, like at the beginning, 7, 5, 2. 7 and 5 is 12, plus 2 is 14, that's 5. So 7, 5, 3 would be 6. And in the middle one, whatever those two numbers are, it'd be like, it'd be 15. 6. And those is, that'd be 24. Which would be 6. 6-6-6-6. All of them. Welcome to the belly of the beast, and you will not be able to buy, sell, or trade already with your social security number. No, when I'm a kid, I could get money. From who? Someone with the job is social security. Oh, so you can't buy, sell, or trade with that. Well, I sold and trade, but where did you get the money? And also, weren't you assigned one at birth? You just don't know it yet. Yeah. Signed, sealed, delivered. You're theirs. Prison number, and you just give me your social security number. And please take my taxes. No, I know it's my work, and I know that I can file exempt. But I honestly like getting that tax return at the end of the year and complaining about you taking it. Because every year I like to spend that extra $1,500, so it's kind of like I get it back, but I get to complain. I get to complain about it, but I get to say, like, God damn, how much tax is it going to take? And since I don't qualify at the end of the year, I file. I'm like, you better give my taxes. And I got kids, so they like double, triple your money. And like, yeah, that's what my taxes go for. Tripling my cash. You sure your tax dollars pay that cop you just got finished yelling at's salary? You got money back. You sure you're paying people's salary? Or are you just talking shit because they took out your check and you haven't gotten it back yet? Will they use it? They use it. Anytime they use it and they multiply it and give it back, you weren't used. Nor did you contribute at all. Except by force. No, they just took it. You can file exempt. But they won't multiply your money at the end of the year. Same as your children. And you don't get to complain about how much you're taking out in taxes. So I don't complain about how much you take out in taxes. I'll handle that. I'll handle that. We'll be fine. Oh, I'm exempt anyways. I'll handle that. Because they don't ever pay me shit. Nor will they give me enough fucking hours to do shit. So I would file my taxes and get my money back. Anyways, I just cut them off at the source. And I don't ever say, I pay your salary. I don't. Don't worry about it. I'll sit there and go, when I decide what I voted for you for, because I know they're not there for me. I've known that since I was a kid. I've known that they're not there for me. They're not there for us. They're there for power and control. And that ain't got shit to do with you. Actually, it's got a little to do with you as fucking possible. Keeping you as much in the dark about how everything actually really, really works. So you can walk around thinking you're educated as how things go. They give you an idea of what you think it should work like. And they say, you have the right, you have the this, and then you're like, yeah! Because you feel like you should. Never considering that that means that you have to respect someone else's religion too. So therefore, Xmas, which in this case is Greek for Christ, Christ Mass, no one's taking except for in your head. So, knock it off with the persecution. I've never seen the persecuted people rise so fucking high above every other people and still be whiny little fucking bitches about what you don't have. Well, it's not everybody, but you gotta admit, it's a fucking leg up in this country. It's a leg up in this country. Certain cities, no, it is not. I'll agree with you there. But the rest of the country where you're free to move, where others are not, you'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. Something else, you can time travel. That's some shit that fucking people of, non-white descent, they cannot do that. You guys were in every fucking era conquering some shit, weren't you? So, you gotta be very careful when you're time traveling as a Arab person, as a African person, as a Egyptian, as a Jewish. You might end up in Nazi times. You may end up in the fucking Exodus. That's some persecution there for you. Trying to think of it. I know you guys do persecuted a lot. I'm sure there's like the potato famine and shit like that, but it's not like someone was just like actively like drowning you at every fucking second that it could just because like you white fucking fuck and you know what I mean, just trying to kill the shit out of you. I can't stand the look or smell of you. Die! With your classical music and your dances like the waltz. Your river dance. What is that? Die! You won't even dress for like you put on full clothing. What kind of savage are you? You're hiding up your genitals. No one can get to your genitals that way. Just die. How are you going to multiply and reproduce? It's a dance. Oh, we do lots of dances to see how well you can dance later on. It's a mating dance. Yeah, it gets kind of graphic, but you don't necessarily do anything on the floor. Not on the dance floor. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying you don't necessarily. Amen. To each their own. To each their own. Whatever makes you like grossed out might make someone like incredibly excited. So just keep that in mind. What you find incredibly exciting might be rather mundane or fucking completely gross to somebody else. But you're doing it, so it's normal. You're doing it. It's you. It's a very you-tocracy. No, this is normal. This is how normal people dress. You're dressed weird. How come we're all dressed? Exactly. How come you're all dressed the same? This would say that I'm actually somebody else. You're saying that you and him, only difference between the two of you is the color of the rims of the glasses, your height, and which team you like. No, look, you're wearing it the same way. You guys have the watch in the same hand. But you have your wedding ring on the same. Yeah, see, yeah. Nothing new, nothing original, nothing at all. Well, that's when you're supposed to. I didn't get a manual. When I came out, I just had, like, a joystick. I didn't get a manual. Oh my god, that's terrible. All right, back up, rewind, edit. When I was when I was a boy, I was just a baby. No. It's actually rather healthy if you actually think about it. Your kid's like, what's that? Curious about that already? Yeah. You're 4. I know. What is that? Dude, just like you were cooking, you were just a sweet kid. Just stop being, just don't. What's not sweet about that? Well, looks very sweet. Oh, I'm gonna be a nice person. What's wrong? What's wrong? I can't be a nice person, and no. Why? No, I didn't say that's all. Where the fuck? What? I just want to be over there somewhere closer. That's what I'm saying. Cooking dinner's cool, and I want to learn. Just want to say hello. Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile. You know what I want you to know? What the lyrics to Hello by Lionel Richie are. There's the first hello. You guys don't know nothing, but you don't know shit. Hello. No. Is it me you're looking for? You guys don't know shit. Is it like Sunday fucking morning? Are you kidding me? Lionel. Don't heard him, Lionel? So anyways, yeah. 47 minutes. Yeah, that's it. That's what we're gonna wrap up here and just say that you get the politics you voted for. Lesser of two evils is always gonna be evil. It doesn't become good. You don't vote. What am I supposed to do? Not participate. We'll vote somebody else. Not if you go like everybody. Like, you guys like your candidate? No, but he's gonna beat you guys. Yeah, our candidates too, but I don't feel good about that. Yeah, neither do I. Like, I mean, they could win, but it's kind of like, winning by punching you in the nuts in a boxing match. Like, yeah, that's what it kind of feels like. Yeah, so let's just, what we're gonna do, it's gonna sound weird. Why don't we pick other people? Why do we have to pick the people that they picked for us? Who are the next people in line? Yeah, let's just try this. Let's see what they like. What at least have a debate between them. Okay, this is more sane. There's no yelling and there's no insulting, and they're talking about policy. No, the other one is very much like professional wrestling, but I don't want that in the White House, if you don't mind. Just okay. That's sensible. That's practical and logical, cost efficient. Can you two work together and that? No. No, you hate each other's guts. Has the same office. That's gotta be weird around the water cooler, right? No, because you're a senator, right? And yeah. So the Congress is full of shit? No, just your side's full is right, but the Senate's full of shit. No, just their side. It's on. Okay, so we're not gonna get anything done. Oh, you're gonna get everything that you guys need to get done, and then we out here going, "Why get you fucking ass?" Oh, God, I got the plan. Left, right, left. If we can get all the houses, we can just the fucking demon eyes of Hitler. We take office. Oh, it's gonna. Oh no! Look what we did there. We demand change. We demand change. Military here to save the day. Martial law. This is never gonna end. 6 months go by. All right, you guys ready to have another election? And go back to the way things were? Kind of. Yeah. Here's your new ID card. Well, Elon Musk stole your old ones. 1245 can't. Camp 45, they couldn't even figure out how that it was in the wrong fucking file system code. They're trying to say people like 152 years old. Nope, can't secure it. The number is already known. You can't like lock it down, right? I have to like call and make proof. No, that would put you out of we don't want to put you out of. We like it to be easy and convenient when you're dealing with Social Security. We like to have as few tangles and trip ups as possible so you can get the help. You know, it's hard to even say because we don't give a fuck. We're trying to end Social Security because that's a big pot of cash. And unless we give you the more pot of cash is in there, and then we got a bunch of kids coming along, they don't understand it at all. And if we can just convince you to shut the fuck up and let us privatize it, we can balance all the fucking budget because the budget's really not a fucking thing. And then there's just free money. And then that would give us, we already take from it anyway. So just let us have the rest. We already spent it. Right there. I promise to be more fiscally responsible. I trust him. He said fiscally responsible and Jesus. We must include everyone and be. It said women, she said include, and that's all I need to hear. Who are your donors? It doesn't matter in a time of war. You must take money from who you must. We're at war. I'm not actually going to go out to war, but I mean, this kind of war, and I'm not funding it myself. So billionaires need to go billionaires and buy the politicians. And you're already doing it, but now we give you permission because it's going to help, and we're going green, and we believe you. Left, right, left. Where are we going? Just keep your head down and keep marching forward. In Project Mayhem, it's you don't ask, no questions. First rule of Project Mayhem is you do not ask questions. His name is Robert Paulson. Remember, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I forgot. Left, left. Left, right. Sometimes I'm doing right 2 times. Is that fine? Yeah, just as long as you're counting the same thing and making a forward progress. Shut the fuck up. Left. Okay, yeah, to left. Left. Can I go to your left? Yeah, sure. Fuck it, I don't care. What about a little dance, too? Sure, but just keep fucking moving forward. Up the stairs. This is cool. Now we're going to suit you for a necktie. Huh? Everybody don't look up and don't just ignore the sounds you're hearing. Well, you're willing to die for us, weren't you, soldiers? So thank you for contributing to the greatness of America. And all you people at home, it's time you paid your price. After all, these are bad hombres, and we're gonna make them go away like a miracle. And maybe if I fuck with the banks, they'll fucking JFK me before you guys find out I'm a pedophile. Elon Musk straight up called me out, and you guys are still. Maybe I can do this. No. I'm gonna try and fucking fire the person. That person, that's gonna get that. They're gonna kill me after that. There's that shadow government. And then I can dump people to find out that I'm a pedophile, and that's fine, as long as I die and people think highly of me because I'm a narcissistic piece of shit. Matter of fact, if I hadn't run for office at all, I probably would have got away with this, possibly. Anyone really kind of pay attention? We knew he had a Miss Teen. He mentioned that he and his daughter had sex in common. When she said, like, golf. I was going to say sex, and everybody's like, oh, you're so gross. But he's being fucking 100% legit and serious. And she's basically their victim. And he's humiliating her on stage. Kind of put a different spin on things, doesn't it? Jamie's got a gun starts playing immediately in my head. Well, I mean, how you survive that is how you survive that. If that were the truth, I would not blame her for whatever the fuck she did to get the fuck away and out. Your brain's probably fucking gone and snapped. Not forever, but just like to get away. If that poly girl would come on to the guy that was, tormenting her, like hard, like he was tormenting her bad. And to get him to let down, she started acting like it was, she started liking it. That's what, of course, he wanted. And so it's like, oh, cool, I can, yeah, all right. And then let down and guard for a second. She got out of there. Because said, fucking, I'm dead. Probably would have suited him just fine. He would have got another one. Will to live. It's a motherfucker. So, I hope everybody's got theirs packed, because I would think with that notice, that letter, it really doesn't matter, again, what you believe. If that letter is even a photocopy and a digital photocopy and a bad photocopy of the real thing, like, look, it's all pixelated like it would be. It's been photocopied. It's been taken a picture of. They're digitized. Maybe been faxed. I really don't know. But it doesn't have any signature on there aside from Donald Trump, which would make sense, because when you ever see Donald Trump sign anything besides his name, he might draw in drawings, but he does never. To my dear friend, thank you for all your help that you've given me over the years. Sincerely. Maybe printed. And then he just does his. And learn to draw a drawing today. And that says Donald Trump? Sure. It does. I'll file it for you. You are the smartest person ever. You won by a victory that no one has ever seen. Your leadership skills are something to behold. It's truly a fascinating gift to be working in your cabinet. But thank you. Those are wonderful words. And oh, how I mean, with sincerity, each and every word. I can tell. Can you? Just like you can tell when a woman's interested in you, Donald. This woman loves me. That guy even preys on me. He just wants to tell me how awesome I am, because that's how awesome I am. Next, I'm dangling his name on the fucking fly list, the. It's been revealed, yeah? It's been revealed. If that picture is correct and real and not actually fabricated, even if it is, what has happened is they've painted him as the guy, and so they're ready to move forward with their plan, which is take him out and shut him down, which is to bring down a cult leader and a politician at the same time. So it can't be just like take him out. You take him out, it'd be like martyring him. If you let him die, again, martyr. If he dies of a heart attack or that of sickness, again, martyr. Shot, martyr. Anything, died for the cause. Tried to replace the fucking Jerome Powell or whatever, and they wouldn't let him do it. And then 2 weeks later, he's dead. Died for the cause, trying to help us out, trying to set us free from, you see what I'm saying? So it takes a whole, like, you have to expose everything about him. And his only power that he has is the belief of the people. And so once you shatter that, they'll ask you to split his skull open. You know what I mean? Especially if they find out, like, all the shit he's done. He's one of the ones starting about save the children. And this is about getting Epstein out, you know what I mean? And shutting that shit down. And no, it's not. It's about him not getting caught. Well, those people still believe in that cause. They didn't believe in you ever, Donald. They thought you were the champion of that cause, and now they're just looking for another champion. Someone who'll actually stand up and do it. Someone who's incorruptible. Someone who fucking, and maybe those women who go, we know their fucking names. You don't have to release any goddamn list. Well, that's not fair. You know what's not fair is we've been saying this since the 90s. And it's close to actually happening that they're going to get their just what they do, what they deserve. And you're trying to let them fucking skate out on technicality so they can maybe possibly age out like Donald Trump. How long do you think he's got? Got him all propped up and shit. His ankles are all fucking... Got bruising all over his hand, probably from Macron, just going, oh, you fucking old shit. You know what I mean? Just squeeze, because he likes to hold hands and like pull people off, and maybe fucking jujitsu guy. I don't know. And it's just like on their TV, we don't get to see it, and just squeezing it. Like, you like to pull people. No. I could have swore that was you, and like, no. You sure? You sure you don't want like kneel? That's fine. We don't have any translators here. We just got the translators and there's no cameras or anything. So you can go ahead and do that. Or I show that tape. And it's not a PP tape. It's a PD tape. It doesn't really matter what they believe about that fucking... But it doesn't matter what they believe about the card. When they see with their eyes. And they hear Jeffrey Epstein saying, hey man, it's just to keep you, it's just to make sure. You don't, calm down. I'm not going to use it for anything. Just calm down just so you can't turn on me. You motherfucker. And then it just, whatever. Imagine that comes out. I just need to make sure you don't turn on me, dude. That's it. I don't plan on turning on you, but you're a fucking... If you get caught and you're just... Dude, you got a spa in your fucking Mar-a-Lago. Oh, god damn, you're dumb. What should I do? I'm trying to get out of New York. Maybe I've been thinking about buying like an island. Maritime law. It sounds good. But they're cohorts in that shit. It's not Epstein Island. It's Trump Epstein Island. He's planning on building a resort out there, or already has. He does the construction. He's the ones in charge of that, so they can move girls in and out by plane from around the world. You can buy them on the market like the Saudi princes and come and bring them there and either trade them or... There's no telling. And unless we open up that fucking book... And so all I know is I'm not afraid to open that fucking book and read it. I'll read it. I'll find out who's in there. We already know several people because a lot of it's been released. We already know Trump's in there. So what's in there is so bad that Trump doesn't want that released. They've been promising a lot of people that are going to be in there that are no longer in there because they're in the actual upper circle. They're up there with Bill Clinton and people that actually were protecting Epstein. So when you go to get your hands on it, those are already redacted out. One thing, the people that are there are your friends and people that they wanted to throw away from the Democrat Party anyway. And what happens? Everybody just surges over to blue. Because they can't trust anybody on the red. Because everybody on the red that didn't fucking bail out. Matt Gaetz. The guy that's talking about, who hasn't got drunk here on the Senate floor? We all know somebody. If it wasn't for my wife, I'd be in jail right now. Okay, dude, that's not the flex you think it is. It really just isn't. I gotta thank my wife for because I mean, who knows who I'd be? I know. I'd probably be in jail. But she's a good woman. She'd help me straighten my fucking life out. And so many guys around town would be interested in that kind of shit. Matt Gaetz showing porn on the floor, that's just bad decorum, dude. Well, I'm not letting it get to the Democrats to call you out on this shit. Because then it makes us all look bad, you stupid fuck. And he was like, oh, look at this, and I used the fucking this thing, and I changed it with... Nobody gives a fuck, dude. How old is that girl? Yeah, now I give a fuck. How old is that girl? No. Doesn't look like it to me, dude. Oh no, you checked ID, then show me. There's right there, little guy smiling, looking with your fucking Beavis fucking hair. What is the fuck with them, man? Jesus Christ. Where's old Matt Gaetz? Oh yeah, they're gonna make him Speaker of the House or head of the judiciary. There's some shit. Meanwhile, talking about DEI. Are you fucking kidding me? Can't be any more insulting of replacing a 4-star black general, African American general, with a fucking 3-star white general. We'll get it done for cheaper and better. No, those times Martin Luther King, he had his dream, and it's over now. That was so long ago. Why don't you let it go? We're not the same people anymore, neighbor. That's a neighbor. Just a neighbor. You're all sensitive about. Oh, I guess you thought I was going to say something else, like the other N word. I guess you're going to say something I was going to say about you. Typical playing the race card. We should do it. You can be a winner at the game of life. Play the reverse race card all the way down the slides of Candyland. I know it's not Candyland, but you can bring the Candyland slides over and shoot some ladders and just climb over shit and then vault and then you get to the end. Never mind the fact we'll start you fucking like halfway through the thing already with a full pocket of cash. And those other fucking losers start life back at 0. Oh yeah, there's some white losers back there and black losers, but it's mainly just, you know. This message has been brought to you by the letter "What the fuck is going on?" and the number "Son of a bitch." I think it's time for the end of the world. And you have a great day. And don't forget.